Hello, Steve 39. Well, it was just announced that Prince Philip died. It's a little surprising, just because it always usually is when a famous person passes away, but not that surprising because he had been sick and he he did look like the living dead and had for a while. It's not funny. I feel horrible for the Queen. It must be horrible to lose someone you've been with for 70 years, but he just looked so weak and sick for so long. I was really surprised that he didn't pass sooner. He was sick a little while ago and they put him in hospital for a while, and I thought, well, that's the end of him. He's 99, he's not coming back out of hospital. But he did. And he looked like death warmed up. There were some photos of him in the back of a car, and he really looked like one of the characters from the Night of the Living Dead. He really looked like a living corpse. But he was fine for a few days. I'm not sure how long ago that was. But yeah, he passed away this morning in London, which was a few hours ago our time. And yeah, it's kind of shocking. But it's weird though, because I never had a great fondness for him. I always was more of a populist royal fan. Like I liked Fergie and Diana and the Queen, or Queenie as I call her, with her little hats. And I never really liked Charles, but he was so goofy looking. I just called him Chuckles, and we just sort of forgave him. But the rest of them I didn't care at all about. I didn't even know Prince Philip existed for years. I swear to God, I thought she was the Queen because her husband, the King, had died when she was younger. I had no idea until I saw a documentary a few years ago that her father was the King and had died, and she became the Queen after that, and Prince Philip married her after, and then I watched The Queen and all that, so I sort of know now. But when I was growing up as a kid, I thought she was the Queen because the King died, and I didn't know there was a Prince Philip. I just thought he was like some relative. I didn't pay any attention to him when I saw him like on TV and stuff. I just didn't pay that much attention to the royals, obviously. So I was a little bit embarrassed to realise all that after the fact, and then I realised how old he was, and then how sick he was, and you can just, when Meghan Markle and Harry were on Oprah and that, and all that controversy was happening, he was in the hospital and people were saying how the timing was so horrific and horrible, and that they were trying to kill him or something, or they were trying to just, kick them when they were down or something. And I don't know how the timing of that interview and the planning and all that went, and how much time they had to know that he was in hospital or whatever, but you can bet there are people now who are blaming Meghan Markle for it and saying she killed him somehow, even though he's 99. It did make me sad to hear he was 99. He didn't make it to 100. My mum was 79. She didn't make it to 80. And there's something about that, dying on a year like that, so close to like a large, important number like 80 or 100. It just sort of makes that sort of, why couldn't they have had just a little bit more time, sort of feeling a little bit more, a little stronger. But I don't know, I just wanted to make a video. I think I should, out of respect. I am Australian. It is our monarchy. We're not a republic or whatever. What is it when we don't have the monarchy anymore? I don't know what it is. That's how little I actually care about the politics of it all. I don't know if I particularly suffered growing up under a monarchy or anything. I think they were mostly ceremonial. I'm not really sure. I've only been looking into the royal family a little bit since I watched The Queen and watched some documentaries over the last year or so, a couple of years, and realised how it all works. I really was oblivious to it. I just sort of grew up and just took it for granted there was a queen and she lived in a palace and she ran the world, and didn't really think about it too much until I got a bit older and realised how all the different countries worked in the politics, and it wasn't that simple. There wasn't just one queen. She didn't have that sort of power. Then I got a little bit older and I got distracted by the rest of life and never worked it out. And then just recently saw some documentaries and watched The Queen and thought, oh wow, okay, there's a lot of drama happening here, and there's a lot of ceremonial stuff based on bloodlines, and do these people really think that they are entitled to this position because of their birth? And it started to become a bit more interesting. But yeah, I guess I'm going to go watch The Queen tomorrow. I don't know, he never seemed very friendly. He always seemed like that scary old grandfather you wouldn't want to go speak to. I obviously he wasn't my grandfather. I didn't know him, but I'm sure the Queen's missing him, and I feel very sad for her because I can't fathom having someone in your life for 70 years, a partner for 70 years, and losing them, and what you do, how you get up the next day and they're not there. I don't know how she's going to do that, but I wish her all the best. R.I.P. Prince Philip.